Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. Arson takes its toll at Lark's Pharmacy. A Chilliwack Trucking Company becomes unknowing targets in the Vancouver truckers' protest. The Walk for Ethan is gaining traction for a 16-year-old student who's fighting cancer. And Chilliwack FC expanding all their all-inclusive soccer programs. Our special guests this week include UFE Poli-Sci Professor Emeritus Scott Fast. We're going to be talking politics. As well, we welcome back Matt Paisley in the world of Chilliwack real estate. And a little birdie told me we had a quick jump in prices. We'll learn all about that in this week's The Welcome Mat. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. Our top story. RCMP searching for two suspects after last Thursday's arson attack at the medical equipment wing of Locke's Pharmacy. Dave Locke telling chillTV they have security video, which was sent to RCMP. It shows two men and their descriptions. That was sent to the downtown merchants as well as to media. The early morning blaze did not damage the pharmacy itself. Unfortunately, nobody was hurt, and that investigation continues. The owner of a Chilliwack Trucking Company who was attacked on social media after one of his drivers was caught on camera intentionally hitting a cyclist says the driver has been fired. That video tweet from last Saturday was seen nearly 100,000 times, and it showed a semi-driver at the corner of Ontario and 12th Avenue in Vancouver driving through a green light and into a cyclist who appeared to be intentionally trying to block the truck. Greendale's Van Dock Transport was inundated and flamed with complaints after the driver used his rig to try and push away the counter-protester. Company owner Dustin Van Dukenberg confirmed the firing after the company logo was seen all over social media. Disturbing pics on Facebook, amongst others, of a parent of children at Sardis Elementary who has been banned from school property for allegedly intimidating other parents, protesting against the pandemic restrictions, and displaying an F. Trudeau flag for all the students to see. Now, several parents expressed serious concern about Nicholas Epps' behavior, which also included offering to fight another parent who disagreed with his politics. All of this according to the school principal. Now, RCMP were called in to keep the peace and eventually had to handcuff the man. The protest from Epp is not new. Back in November, he also brought his kids to school after vacationing in Mexico without following quarantine guidelines, something both the school district and the RCMP had to talk to him about. chillTV has learned that allegedly there is a restraining order now in the works against Epp. Chilliwack School Board's February meeting centering around catchment boundaries for Unsworth Elementary and how that is going to change when Stitos Elementary and Middle School goes online in the fall. Also, the 2022-23 school calendar was set up. Details of next year's school calendar can be found on the school board's social media sites. BC farmers who suffered extraordinary damage during last November's floods will have access to up to $228 million in federal provincial government support to help their farms return to production and support BC's food security and agricultural communities in the years ahead. Both Chilliwack MLAs, as well as Mayors Ken Popoff of Chilliwack and Abbotsford's Henry Braun, are welcoming the financial help. So what is happening with the old downtown Safeway lot? Grace Kennedy with Fraser Valley Current reporting that after 16 years of back and forth talks, as well as plenty of council meetings, it will finally be developed. Eventually, the Mann Group bought the property in 2016, although the actual building was left empty in 2007. Then the derelict building itself was torn down in 2018. A mix of commercial and rental housing was supposed to go in, and the city expropriated the land to force the issue. That launched court action from Mann Group, which has now been settled out of court. Construction will soon start on the first phase of the project, which will see 183 units built in two separate apartment buildings, along with an amenity building as well as a playground. And parking, of course, has always been an issue. Imagine High will join in support with Rosedale Traditional School in their Walk for Ethan. Ethan Fleming was a student at Rosedale School. He's now part of the AD Rundle catchment. However, Ethan is battling cancer for a third time. He's only 16. He's currently doing chemo at BC Kids Hospital while the family is staying at Ronald McDonald House in Vancouver. So coming up Thursday, February 17th, Rosedale, as well as Imagine High students, along with an RCMP escort, will walk through Rosedale, all in support of Ethan. You may recall, last October, chillTV introduced you to 11-year-old Eva McDonald. The Chilliwack student had become a spokesperson for those who have been bullied in school and on social media. She was taunted for being black. Eva, with support from her mom, Marina, went to social media to let everybody know this simply was not right, and the support was amazing. Eva wants to be a police officer when she grows up. She wants to help people. Once RCMP here in Chilliwack and Abbotsford Police heard about this, a number of officers showed their support. Then the day after Groundhog Day, and Abbotsford Police had a surprise for her. A police escort to school with the lights and the sirens on. And yes, she still wants to be a cop. Surrey Board of Trade, as part of their workforce in diversity, equity, and inclusion portfolios, recently put together an online presentation entitled A Staffing Solution for Your Business, Disability, Inclusion in Your Workplace, and this featured Chilliwack MLA Dan Coulter. Now, Coulter is not only the former Chilliwack School Board Chair, but he's the current Parliamentary Secretary for Accessibility. If you want to check out the video, it can be found on the Surrey Board of Trade website. Kindness Chain Chilliwack is doing a Valentine's special. It's free groceries for those who qualify. If you or anyone you know needs help with groceries, you're asked to contact them through their social media. The group has organized a number of charity events in the past. That included salutes to seniors as well as local community cleanups. It's been a busy couple of weeks in politics. A new federal Conservative leader, a new provincial Liberal leader, the current government's dealing with the trucker protests. So we take a look at the political landscape with UFE political science professor, Emeritus, Scott Fast. chillTV's News of the Week with an old friend we haven't talked to in a while when it comes to politics, amongst other things, and that is Professor Scott Fast, Professor Emeritus of Political Science at UFE. We have a new Liberal leader in our province named Kevin Falcon, who I guess all things old are new again, although current NDP MLA Dan Coulter said you can't really bring in an old pair of bell-bottoms and call them new. I thought that was probably one of the best lines around. But Kevin Falcon, former Deputy Premier, former Finance Minister from long ago, it seems, is now the man in charge of the BC Liberals. Is this the right move, or should they have found some young blood? And quite frankly, I couldn't even tell you who the other candidates are off the top of my head. That's how memorable they were. Am I off base on this?
Well, I don't think any of the rest of us can tell you the other candidates. He's got experience. He's got name recognition. I don't know why he wouldn't be a reasonable leader for them. I certainly have no inside scuttlebutt on any of this. And if he's willing to try to rebuild the party over a number of elections, this is not going to be a short haul project, because the NDP is doing a pretty good job, and they're sitting fairly well in the polls, and they haven't screwed up. And so I think they're going to be pretty hard to dislodge here in the next election or two.
Yeah, well, you bring up a very good point here. Are the BC Liberals patient enough to go through a couple of elections to reclaim the top prize, or do they think this is the slam dunk? Put Falcon out there and we change. We make that long walk to the lieutenant governor's office in a couple of years' time. Is this the man? Or again, like you alluded to, do they have the patience? Can they go through a couple of elections to rebuild the party?
Well, I don't know, right? Will they be like the Tories, where they get a new leader, and when he doesn't win the election, they get rid of him, and he never gets time to identify himself or establish herself, or whoever the candidate may be, over a period of time. I don't think the Liberals have a short-run chance here, even if the NDP were to govern, really screw up in a number of ways. And in that sense, in that sense, I think if Falcon isn't looking long run here, if he isn't looking to be a party builder, if he's just here to take a shot at being premier, I'd be surprised if the Liberals think they're one election away from victory, or just a leader away from victory. I don't think they're that naive.
And the throne speech just came down this week as well. So talking about jobs as well as housing, it was pretty much a stay the course throne speech. Obviously, money going to Lytton, money going to flood relief. Is that the way to go for the NDP? Just batten down the hatches and just rebuild. And okay, the Liberals have Kevin Falcon. The Libertines or the Libertines, or the Libertarians rather, or the Libertarians. The Conservatives, as you mentioned, are there.
The Libertarians are not quite the same as the Libertines here.
Yes, that's a slight difference. Difference. But we won't go there. We won't. As always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. We've got more politics down the road to talk about. Scott Fast, UFE Poli-Sci Professor Emeritus, and you're watching Chill TV's News of the Week.
Thank you very much, Don. Welcome back, everyone. My name's Josh. This is sports. We've got a ton to cover today, so let's just jump into it. In our first story today, Chilliwack has an Olympian at the 2022 Winter Games in Beijing. Cultus Lake's own Reese Howden will be competing in men's ski cross next Thursday, February the 17th. Now, if you are unfamiliar with ski cross, take a moment and imagine a Hot Wheels track with twists and turns and jumps. Strap that to the side of a mountain, and now race down that on skis with about 4 to 5 others in, immediate proximity. If it sounds dangerous, it's because it is, but it's also extremely awesome. The 23-year-old Reese had an unbelievable 2020-2021 season, winning the World Cup with 4 race victories and 2 other podiums over the course of the season. He finished the year as the top-ranked ski cross racer on the planet. But this season has been a bit more of a challenge for him. He only has 1 podium so far, and with this being his first Olympics, he's going to be looking to bounce back and remind the world why he's the world champion. Reese's mom, Nancy, has said that she is blown away by all the support locally. In particular, his hometown of Cultus Lake has been showing out with banners, posters all over town to support him. So let's tune in and watch Reese race in the men's ski cross next Thursday, February 17th at 10 p.m. Pacific on CBC, TSN, and Sportsnet. Reese, you've got this. Chilliwack is so proud of you. Now, moving on, the Super Bowl is this weekend, and your kid, let's be honest, he probably isn't the next Jamar Chase or Cooper Kupp, but you don't know for sure, do you? So why not find out? Register with Chilliwack Giants football. They're holding their Pee Wee and Junior Bantam receiver camps on Saturday, February the 26th at Townsend Park. Registration is just $30, and Giants football Facebook page has all the information you need to know, so get your future superstars signed up right now. Sticking with football, Chilliwack FC has long wanted to add an adaptive soccer program, and I'm super happy to announce they've finally done it. Chilliwack FC Adaptive Soccer will start this spring alongside traditional spring programming. The program is specifically designed for players with diverse abilities that would benefit from an adapted environment. The goal is to give players an opportunity to learn basic soccer skills and overall motor skills in a supported, small-scale environment while hopefully making some new friends along the way. As a Chilliwack FC alum myself, I'm super proud of them for doing this, putting this program together. It's way overdue, so let's support them. Go to Chilliwack FC's social media, check it out, spread the word to anyone who might be interested. Now, we're just going to ignore the fact that the Chilliwack Chiefs lost 4-1 to the Victoria Grizzlies last Saturday night at the Chilliwack Coliseum. It was retro night, not a whole heck of a lot happened, except the big story to come out of the night was an epic back and forth shootout battle between Mayor Ken Popoff and 8-year-old Christian Vertez at the intermission. Ultimately, it was Christian who took the W, but sources are indicating that he is unsatisfied with his victory over Mayor Popov on the ice and is expected to capitalize on this grassroots momentum and announce a mayoral bid in the coming months. Please stay tuned to Chill TV for more details on this developing story. If you have a Chilliwack sports story that you'd like to send us, please tell us what happened, who won, send us some pictures and all the information to news@chilltv.com. All right, that's all I've got for you today. That's sports. Thank you so much for watching. Reese, we're cheering you on. Let's go to a break, and then Matt Paisley with the welcome mat.
January 2022 is in the books, and despite the cold weather, the local real estate market continued to be sizzling hot. Average prices are up across the board. Single-family homes up 5% to $1.1 million. Townhouses up 10% to $725,000. Apartments up a modest 2% to $410,000, but the big increase this month from December to January was in the mobile home resale market, up 39% month over month. The average price of a mobile home sale in Chilliwack in January was $353,000. So where are the hot spots in Chilliwack right now? While most areas are generating multiple offers over asking, the area surrounding Coot, Windsor, and Carlton Streets is seeing record sales and very quick turnarounds. The appeal of large subdividable lots is driving investors crazy, looking to lock in profits by turning one lot into two. Moving on, this past couple of weeks, the speculation and vacancy tax forms should have been arriving in your mailbox. This tax was implemented several years ago to discourage investors from buying homes and keeping them empty while they waited for prices to appreciate. The way the tax works is this. If an investor owns a home and holds it empty, then they are liable for a 0.5% tax bill on the property during the following taxation year. For example, if you have $1 million home sit empty, then you'll owe $5,000 over and above your property taxes. If you're a foreign owner or are considered a satellite family, then you may also owe an additional 2% on top of that. The tax was designed to discourage property speculation. However, this has not been the case, as unscrupulous investors find ways to skirt the rules. A 0.5% tax rate does nothing to push house flippers from doing this. In Chilliwack, it is not uncommon to see homes that were purchased last fall now relisted for 50% higher. It's pretty clear why first-time homebuyers and renters are struggling to find affordable housing. The government claims that the SVT tax is working, but if they were truly serious about fixing the housing crisis, harsher taxes and tighter regulation would go a lot further in addressing this issue. Either way, don't forget to fill out your tax declaration online. You have until March 31st to do so and save a large tax bill if you're eligible. That is all for today, folks. And don't forget, if you or someone you know is looking for any real estate help in the future, please don't hesitate to call. I'm never too busy for your referrals. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
chillTV weather, the geese are honking, the buds are starting to show, and there's that smell of farm money in the air. It will feel like early spring this weekend, mainly sunny, the highs near 10. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and you have a story you think we should know about, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.